Okay, I'd like to call to order this meeting of the Cunningham Town Board. It's Monday, February 10th, 2020. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Trustees Wu,
Yes, here.
Jacobson,
Here.
Hersey, Brown,
Here.
Roberts,
Here.
Hazen,
Here.
Miller,
Here.
Mayor Marlin.
Here. Next up is minutes from the meeting of January 30th, 2020. Is there a motion for approval?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Is that Dennis?
Yeah.
Jared?
Yes.
Any corrections?
Nope.
Okay, stand accepted as read. Will all those in favor please say aye?
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. That motion passes. Any additions to the agenda? Seeing none. Public participation? No one in the audience. Committee to verify bills? Danielle?
So I just passed out the supervisor's memo. What we had is, for the town fund, we had $32,659.92. From the general assistance fund, we had $43,169.01, and the total was $75,828.63. I'm happy to take any questions about the bills.
Mary Alice?
So on the BC statement, there is a charge for Luke's Lobster in Chicago.
That's a weigh-in question.
Oh. Wayne question.
So essentially all the Luke's Lobster in Chicago. I apologize, there's several. So I will get to this in the staff memo, but myself and our intern Naomi and Martel Miller, our caseworker, all went up to Chicago at the invitation of Representative Ramirez, who's the chair of the Illinois Progressive Caucus. And I was asked to testify about housing needs for low-income families. So I testified and then we had lunch.
Okay, thanks.
Any
And
other
it was
questions?
delicious, by the way, if you ever go. Luke's
I've never
Lobster is a
heard
great
of
place.
it. I mean,
It's all
lobsters in
lobster
Chicago. Okay.
all the time.
Any other questions? Okay. Is motion to approve these for filing?
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we accept the town fund balance and the general assistance fund balance as indicated.
I'll second.
Moved by Dennis, seconded by Jared. Further discussion? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Trustees Wu,
Yes.
Jacobson,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Roberts,
Yes.
Hazen,
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
That motion passes. Reports of officers. There's an update on local housing insecurity and homelessness. Danielle?
So briefly, just wanted to let you know, in terms of general assistance, we're up to 95 participants. 91 was the last month's number. 30 are homeless. It's about half male and female. Average age continues to be 47. I also have been keeping totals for the year, so about 201, exactly 201 people served by GA, and the total homeless is 76. So very large homeless population amongst the total served in this fiscal year. I will have more specific statistics, but it looks like we're serving about 1,000 unique individuals per year. We're still crunching data from 2019, but that means 1 in 40 residents approximately of Urbana is served by Cunningham Township. Rental assistance stayed low again. I was surprised by that. We had 5 rental assistance services, up from 2 last month. 3 were eviction prevention cases. We've averaged 12 per month, 82 for the fiscal year in total. Just wanted to let you know about a School of Social Work partnership. You'll most likely be meeting our new intern, Naomi Chacon, who is, I'm working as a field instructor, and there's 5 bachelor's students. Naomi is there 32 hours a week. She's specifically working on subsidized housing options, mapping them across the county. She just finished that project, and she is now helping participants who are coded as homeless or at high risk in our system to apply for housing options. I have 4 other students who come every Thursday, and they are currently running a drive to ask places of worship in Urbana to adopt a month for snacks for our neighbors in need, so they would provide snacks to Township. Next, they're going to work, and I know this was an idea of Bill's last year, but they will be helping participants who have earned income in 2019 to access their earned income tax credit through connecting them with pre-tax support. So starting next week, that will be their project. And then we are running a campaign with the students to gather old smartphones, clear them, and set them up for Wi-Fi calling. We've had a lot of problems communicating with our participants, and so we want to set up a program to help recycle those phones. We do have a structured internship and volunteer program. We can accommodate at this point 8 interns per semester. We have 5 interns and 4 volunteers. And they're not only students. We have a high school student from uni. We also have a gentleman who's 50 years old and everything in between. We serve people with disabilities who may be seeking community engagement, people with criminal convictions who are trying to develop a work history, or students who crave real-world experience. So we kind of serve all of them with our internship program. And they can send their cover letter and resume to me at supervisor@cunninghamtownship.org. We continue the coat and hat drive. You can drop them off, coats and hats, gloves and mittens and scarves at Township, or all of the above minus coats at the library. And I have passed out an invitation to Our Stories, Our Places, Our Resilient Selves. This is the second of this time this exhibition is being shown. It's updated and improved. It includes more voices, has a number of artists, all of whom are based in Urbana. And you are certainly welcome to come celebrate their work and their stories with us this Thursday at the YMCA on campus, the gallery from 5 to 7 p.m. That's Thursday, February 13th. I have been extremely concerned about the issue of food subsidies for what is considered able-bodied adults without dependents. I think that's ABAWD is the formal term. That's pretty much everyone we serve on general assistance. We sent out a letter alerting folks to their changes, and we've started to help those who appear to apply for qualify for exemptions. They have a disability, they're not able to work, they're homeless, the homeless is exempt. So we're helping people to go through that process. There certainly will be some who will be subject to the work requirements. And last but not least, I did share with you basically the same thing I shared with the Illinois Progressive Caucus. I shared this housing security and homelessness in Champaign County brief sheet. I also shared it with the mayors and State Rep Carol Emmons in our meeting, although there's been some things tailored for the Illinois Progressive Caucus. But essentially, at this point, we don't have specific recommendations. What I wanted to show you is the same thing that we showed the Illinois Progressive Caucus, give you a chance to review it and sink in. We'll be talking about what are some of the different areas to ameliorate some of these issues. I'm happy to provide the citation in any case if you're interested. And some of it is primary research that we've been doing through the FOIA process or the conversation process with the circuit clerk's office and various police departments, et cetera. Everyone's been very cooperative in getting us data so that we could try to produce a picture of what housing insecurity looks like in our communities so that we can, we can help address it. I'm hoping that this would also be helpful in the comprehensive plan process and the annual action plan as we go forward. With that, I guess I will take any questions that the town board has.
Bill.
Thanks for the housing report. I thought it was really interesting that it looks like we're about 5,000 vouchers short of a full deck, basically. So there are about, 1,600 vouchers out there, about the same number of people on waiting lists, and they have to wait on average 3.5 years. So there's some turnover, but not a lot. So how is that 5,000, so I guess percentage-wise, we're satisfying, what, maybe 20% or something? of
Yeah, if
the-
you look at the first bullet point, the tenant union estimates that we are serving 80%. That's
Right,
Esther
okay, I
Path's
see.
stat, and that
Yes,
is,
so we're serving 20% and 80% aren't getting served. So how does that compare nationwide? Do you know? Are we above
it's
average?
pretty on
low?
par with,
Pretty on par.
according to Esther's calculations, she's been following this with HUD for a while. She says it's about, 1 in 5 who is served. And then nationally, that looks similar. The issue is that, and I've spoken with the mayor about this, and is that we, at the Housing Authority, we have room to expand our vouchers. We certainly have the dollars. If the external investments come through as anticipated, we should actually, and what I mean is the investments outside of Champaign County, really that is meant to increase the vouchers that we have locally. What I'm told is that one of the reasons we don't issue additional vouchers is because we have so many that are circulating, so I included that statistic in this report because it's relevant. Our interns did a search on the last 2 years of, because each month the Housing Authority reports how many people are circulating. So 85% of voucher holders on average were looking for a place. Like if we look at just the last year, 6%. And so we really need to look at how can we make it easier and more for landlords to, work with the Housing Authority. There is certainly an issue of discrimination. There's also an issue that landlords have to go through an inspection process that can delay a move-in. And so the Housing Authority is now, and we voted on this last fall, is that if you are renting to a voucher holder in your apartment and the voucher holder leaves, the Housing Authority will pay approximately 1 month for you to hold that apartment, get it re-inspected, and then bring in a new tenant with a voucher. So I think that will help in some ways in terms of there being gaps in income for landlords. But we should be looking at other ways, understanding from the landlord community, understanding from the renter community, what are some of the barriers that they're facing in terms of finding a place to live? Because it seems like there's a high number of folks who are circulating with vouchers who are not finding places.
Well, I wanted to let folks know, I had been following up after our meetings with Danielle and Representative Ammons, and we met with a group of property owners and managers who have apartments in Southeast Urbana, and so I asked them, I said, we have this gap between people who need housing and all these vacancies. What are some of the factors? And I was shocked, actually, and I emailed you this information today, Danielle. I was shocked when one of the managers said, I get calls all the time from people, many of whom have housing vouchers. We take housing vouchers. Our apartments are very affordable, but people are looking for houses. And especially, I think people with families would prefer to live in a house versus an apartment. So it's not just a simple issue of we have all these vacancies and we have people who could fill them. It's people also have preferences about what kind of housing they want, and there seems to be a demand for single-family homes to rent versus an apartment. So that's contributing to this. It could be contributing to some of these people just circulating, waiting for a house to open up. And we need to think about how to close that gap as well.
That's interesting.
I was shocked when I heard that. She said in the last 6 months, she, and this was one manager, probably had 50 calls like that when people called up, said they were looking for a place. When she described what she had, which were various, 2 or 3 bedroom apartments, they said, no, I want a house. So there's got to be a way to make sure we're connecting people with the type of housing that they want as well.
And also that's helpful with landlord outreach with the Housing Authority is doing specific landlord outreach. I've been helping with that in Urbana, connecting with landlords, helping to connect them to the information about rent, like what the process looks like so that it's not frightening. It's, it's very clear. They're producing materials about this. I hadn't heard that, so that's really helpful. But I think in doing landlord outreach, We should look at who has the single-family homes, though.
Right, right. I mean,
There's quite a few
seems
that
to
kind
be-
of specialize in that area,
And
so.
that seems to be in demand too, and that might help meet the needs of at least some of these folks who have a voucher that they can't find the type of housing that they want. So
As
we'll
you'll
we'll
probably
follow
s-
up on that.
Yes, you probably see with this two-pager, I think that it's a very multi-pronged approach. I mean, for each bullet point, I feel like there's a different approach. And I look forward, I think it's good to digest it, and I would like to have an additional conversation where we talk through some recommendations. Okay?
Okay, any other questions?
Questions? If not, I'm not sure, Wayne, do you have a report to the officer's report or no? Okay. I think if there's no other business for me, I might cut out unless there's something. I don't think there's any other business on the table. Okay. Mary Alice, do you have a question for me?
I did. I just was
Absolutely.
wondering, one of these, and I thank you very much for responding to my email this morning, because I've seen these numbers somewhere, but I can't exactly remember where. The homelessness amongst the school children, do we know what number that is? Like how many school children we have that are homeless, either in the county or in Urbana?
Yes, it's, the reason I put this information is because I've gotten two different numbers, one from regional office and one from United Way. So let me sync that up, because I think it's important for us to see over a larger time frame if the numbers are going up or down, and that's unclear at this point.
Okay, thank you.
Go ahead.
My news is that there's no news. I was hoping to have a contract for the Eagle View software for you guys this week, but Fred got unexpectedly busy, and so hopefully we'll have something to you guys soon for authorization to sign. Also, our website is up. It's www.ctao.us. People can go and search their property. We're constantly updating it, but it is live. We are the first township in Champaign County where you can go online and search your property and download your property record card.
Are all properties up?
All of the properties are searchable. You can download property record cards for residential properties. For commercial properties, you still need to email the office to get a copy of the property record card.
What was the website again?
CTAO for Cunningham Township Assessor's Office.us.
If we see a mistake on the card, can we just email you and
Yes,
say, no,
please.
I don't have 3 bathrooms, I took them out?
Yes, please email us.
Okay.
Yeah, please, if you have taken out any toilets in your house and you want a tax reduction, let us know as soon as possible.
Oh, that's Bill's game, eh?
Kind of sacrilege for you guys, isn't it?
Any other questions? Then I am also going to cut out.
Thank you, Wayne. Any unfinished business? New business is resolution number 2020-02-005R, which is a resolution regarding the release of closed session minutes for the period ending January 31st, 2020. Can we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to release those minutes.
I'll second that.
Moved by Jared, seconded by Eric. Any discussion? Is this a roll call vote?
Yes.
Yes?
Trustee Wu,
Yes.
Jacobson,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Roberts,
Yes.
Hazen,
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
That motion passes. With no further business before the town board, this meeting is adjourned. And this will be followed by an Urbana City Council meeting at 7 o'clock.